Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about how to start working out, okay? So obviously you found this video because you want to find out how you can get into exercising and working out. Now, I'm not like exactly the fittest person on the planet, but I do work out regularly. Like, I'm not an athlete basically, right? But I am at a weight that I personally think is healthy for my size and my age. So let's get into how I started to work out more consistently. Because I was at a point, even just a couple of years ago, where I was overweight. When I was in my teenage years, I was even more overweight. So from the ages of about 15 to maybe around 18, like I was really overweight. Like that was probably the biggest I've ever been in my life. But thankfully it didn't stay that way, right? I learned a few things. I found out basically how unattractive that was making me look, and so I started working out. But it's only been in the last couple of years that I've started to work out at a more consistent pace. So I think the first thing that I want to get into is I think everybody knows, right? Everybody knows, even you know what you should be doing, right? Everyone knows that there's no quick fix to, exercising. You just have to do it, right? You just have to put on your running shoes or get yourself to the gym, get your workout clothes ready and get going, right? That's everybody really knows that deep down. Like you can watch video after video on this topic, but you just have to do it, okay? Because there are people out there that exercise even on days when they feel like not doing it, okay? So everybody knows you just have to start. You just have to get going. Now, obviously, depending on you, because obviously I don't know how big you are, how small you are, how long you've been exercising. When was the last time you exercised? You might be someone who hasn't exercised in 10 years. I don't know. So I can only give the advice that I give everybody when it comes to things that they've been procrastinating on, okay? And it doesn't have to be just exercise. It's things like writing an essay or working on a business idea or something like that. Sometimes the best thing to do, if you've been inconsistent in the past when it comes to exercise and working out, you just try and aim to do 15 minutes every day, okay? Because you hear a lot of people on like New Year's, like they have New Year's resolutions, they have all these big dreams and goals. And let's say someone has an exercise goal. They say to themselves, oh yeah, I'm going to work out, I'm going to exercise an hour every day, And then by January, they say like the common time when people give up on their goals and their New Year's resolutions is like halfway through January, like around like the 15th or the 16th of January. And usually that's because they've made their goals too ambitious, right? So if you haven't been exercising for 2 years and now you've got a goal of exercising 1 hour every day, it's not likely that you're going to follow through because it's just too much. You're not going to be able to stick to that. Now, maybe you are one of those kinds of people that can stick to something like that, but I feel like a lot of people tend to obviously give up on their dreams and goals way too fast. And most of the time it's because they've made too of a grander goal. The goal is just too big. So scale it down to just 15 minutes, because the most important thing that you want to really get to is a place where you're consistent with exercising, okay? So the only way you can do that is when you start working out at a pace that you feel comfortable with and with an appropriate amount of time. So 15 minutes isn't very long, okay? It's something that's easily manageable. You can easily fit it in. You could probably easily find a YouTube workout video, or you could just go walking around your neighborhood for 15 minutes. That's something you can personally do. Like, it's easy and it's manageable, right? Just aim for, like, let's say like the first month just to exercise for 15 minutes, because we want to get you to a place where you're consistent and you do it all the time, as opposed to once every month, or you start like let's say you start on a Monday and you get to Wednesday and suddenly you don't want to do it anymore. So you need to start being consistent first. So that's why just doing and aiming to just do 15 minutes is a really good idea. And the cool thing is that if you just aim to do 15 minutes, a lot of the time, if you get really into the flow of what you're doing and the exercise that you're doing, it's more likely that you're going to flow over that time, okay? So when you get comfortable with just doing it for 15 minutes, whatever that exercise may be, after that month, then you can maybe up the time to like 20 or 30 minutes. Okay. And then you work out consistently for another month at that pace, at that amount of time, and then just gradually build it up until you get to that hour, if that's what you are trying to aim for, to do an hour of exercise every day. So that's a good plan how you can do it, so you can start getting consistent, because consistency is the best thing for you, right? Not the amount of time. Okay, we're not talking, you don't want to aim to like, oh yeah, I need to lose this certain amount of weight and things like that. Yeah, it may be true that you may have a goal, or you may need to lose a certain amount of weight. But sometimes the best thing for you to do is to forget about how much you weigh and just focus on being consistent first, okay, and getting to that point where you can do it every day, as opposed to, too busy focusing on the scale, right? So that's something else that I think is really helpful. So another thing is to find an exercise that you enjoy, that you could easily do. So this could be something like, oh, maybe you like kickboxing or some other kind of like martial art. Do 15 minutes of that. You don't have to book a class. I'm sure there's something on YouTube you could find, or perhaps you've already done like some sort of martial art in the past and you kind of know some of the exercises and the rhythms and the patterns. So just do that for 15 minutes. Perhaps you really like hiking or running or something like that, then just do that for 15 minutes. You might really like swimming, so just do that for 15 minutes, which may sound like a bit of a waste of money if you, let's say, you need to go to a swimming pool. But remember, the point is that you want to get consistent first. Even if you do go over 15 minutes, that's good. But each time you go, just say to yourself, okay, I'm just going to do 15 minutes. Okay, because if you go there and say, oh, I'm going to swim for the whole hour or however long the session you've paid for is, that's going to be a lot more overwhelming for you. So just plan to stay there for 15 minutes no matter what. If you go over, that's good. If you don't, that's also good. Okay, so that's what you want to aim for. So finding an exercise that you personally enjoy, that you like, that you could do consistently, that you can enjoy doing. Okay, so another thing to do is to somehow make it fun for yourself, so you're more drawn to do it. Perhaps you listen to your favorite music while you're exercising, or perhaps you listen to a podcast from your favorite podcasters, or perhaps you listen to an audiobook that you really enjoy, or perhaps you chat to a friend while you're exercising or something like that. Find a way to make it enjoyable for you, that you personally would feel like, oh yeah, if I do that, I'm going to really want to do it. I'm going to really want to be drawn to do that. Okay, so one of the things that I enjoy about exercise is that I get to have some time on my own to sort of think about things. Sometimes I really enjoy just like, being away from my family and just having some time to just exercise, because it gives me that kind of like a bit of a break where I can just sort of think about things. So that's one of the reasons why I personally am drawn to exercise, because I have time to think and to, mull over things that I may be having struggles with. Okay. So find a way to make it fun for yourself. Find a reason to be drawn to exercise. Okay. And the last thing that I want to talk about and discuss is that, you need to do it even when you don't want to do it. You have to start doing it even if you don't feel like it. Okay. Because, most times when you go to exercise, you're not going to feel like doing it. It's fun when you've like listened to like a motivational video and you feel really inspired. That's good, but that's not always going to be there. Some days the motivational videos are not going to work on you because you're just, you're kind of in that mood where nothing can kind of get you going. So you just have to force yourself to do it, right? And I think everybody, this kind of goes full circle to the first point I made, and that is everybody knows that it takes discipline and effort to exercise. Okay, and the only quick tip, the only quick hack that I have for you is that you just need to go out and do it, right? Because everybody wants these like 5-minute like videos on getting better abs or arms, arm strength or whatever, or cardio that only goes on for 5 minutes long. But that's only going to give you some results. Like if you really want to get fit and healthier, then you need to first of all become consistent with exercise. And you just need to keep on doing it, and you need to get yourself into the habit of doing it every day, or at least every Monday to Friday or something like that. Okay, so you just need to do it, like Nike says, just do it. And you got to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. And the more you do it, the easier it does become. Although there will always be days when you really don't feel like doing it. There will be some days, I'm not saying it's, your need for comfort, your need for procrastinating is just going to disappear overnight, because it's probably not. But at least you'll get to a point where if you miss a workout, it will bother you. Like, it will make you feel, you'll be thinking about it all day, basically. So you want to get to a point where it matters to you, and it makes you upset, or it makes you feel bad if you don't get that workout in. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com if you need more help with this kind of thing. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.